What's up, guys? It's Archaic Zeus bringing you another Mass Effect 3 guide. Buongiorno. So, I'm doing things a little different this week. I've done sniper rifles 2 weeks so far, and I did the Claymore shotgun 1 week. And now I want to do pistols. Heavy pistols, obviously, since those are the only pistols you can get in the Mass Effect universe. So, without much further ado, this week's Versus comes to you with the Carnifex and the Paladin. Both extremely heavy pistols. Well, they're both heavy. You get the point. They're powerful guns, alright? The Carnifex and the Paladin are looked at somewhat equally. It's more of a personal preference what people tend to use. I'm going to give you the stats, and I'm going to show you so you have a little more of an educated guess as to which one you would like better. I'm not going to tell you that, oh, this one is better. I'm just going to let you know so you have a bit more data to make your educated guess with. So, here's the Carnifex coming out first. Now you have your level 1 stats, your level 10 stats, and your all plus stats. I want to explain the all plus real quick. The all plus counts in every damage modification in the game, in this order calculated. Because you have to do it in a specific order, otherwise the percentages that you are calculating would come out wrong. Your answer would come out wrong. It's just how math works. Don't you love it? So the first one would be the race specialty, second one being the barrel attachment, third one being the rail amp, and fourth one being cloak, and the fifth one being your headshot bonus. That is the order in which they will affect the bullet naturally. Everything that's a passive obviously comes first. Things that happen second will come next in that equation, such as your cloak and your headshot bonus. So, moving on. Comes out 3,396.27 damage, all plus. Quite a hefty bit of damage for a pistol. Quite a bit. Now looking at the weight, 1.0 or 0.5, heavy pistol, it's going to be heavy. Most of them are. Clip size at 6, going up to 10.8. Capacity 30 or 40, it's alright, you know, nothing to sneeze at obviously. Your rate of fire is 100 rounds per minute. Now, since this is a Versus, I'm going to explain to you right here before you get to see the Paladin stats which you'll hear. You might hear them too because I'll talk about it, but you'll see them shortly. 100 rounds per minute, that's the exact same amount as the Paladin. Same as the accuracy being 65 out of 100. Exact same as the Paladin. Now, since we are comparing the Carnifex and the Paladin, the recoil and the zoom recoil are going to be a bit of a difference. The Carnifex has better recoil and better zoom recoil than the Paladin does, no matter what you do. Now, the recoil for the Carnifex comes out at 0.262 frames per second. Could be forks, spoons, I don't know. For a knife. Bring a knife to a gunfight, I mean, that might work too. But it comes out 0.262 frames per second, which means it's going to be 0.262 seconds until the gun stops independently moving from the time you pull the trigger and fire the bullet. That's what that means. So your reload speed next would be 1.5 seconds. Now your damage to armor is also specifically calculated with all the different math crap that is long and boring, and I'm sure you don't want to hear about. So, all plus comes out at 2,207.58 against armor, and if you really want to take shield gate into account, which isn't that big of an issue considering we are dealing with high damage weapons. Once we start getting down to the lower damage weapons, then shield gate will start to matter in gold. But because we're not, shield gate has absolutely no difference, considering you have to take out their shield the same way regardless anyways in gold. You have to take the shield out first and then their health. There's no way around that. So, moving on to the Paladin. Again, another very heavy gun. Now, the Paladin has 5,226.77 damage with all of the damage modifications added to it, which is absolutely insane for a pistol. The weight is heavier than the Carnifex, coming at 1.25 and 0.7. Clip size is much smaller, and so is the capacity. That could do you in. Like I said, the rate of fire and the accuracy are exactly the same. Now, let's take a look at the recoil and the zoom recoil. 0.437 frames per second and 0.612 frames per second. That's about a good 0.2 of a second above what the Carnifex had. So, 0.2 of a second wouldn't really make that much of a difference, but if you are absolutely spamming the trigger at 100 100 rounds per minute rate, then it might make some sort of a difference, but not too much of one if you know how to aim period. If you know how to aim your first shot, you're not going to have a problem. Reload speed is at 1.5 seconds as well, being exactly the same. Now, because obviously the damage is higher, the damage to armor is going to be higher, coming out at 3,397.4. So, now that we've looked at all of that, a little deliberation, I guess. I mean, the Paladin would do a lot more damage. The rate of fire is the same, accuracy is the same. Recoil is a little bit lower on the Carnifex, not really going to make much of a difference. Weight is definitely higher on the Paladin, and clip size is much lower, and the capacity is much lower. Now, like I say in every single one of my videos, because it's 110% true, it is 110% personal preference as to which gun you want to use. The Carnifex has more bullets in its magazine, same amount of reload speed though, so you might as well go with the Paladin. My personal preference, I would rather go with the Paladin. That's me. I would rather use the Paladin, more damage, more output overall, even with a smaller clip size. You're still going to get more damage overall, even though more bullets are going to go on the field with the Carnifex. That's just my personal preference, but yours might be the Carnifex. Who knows? So you can find the Paladin in Spectre packs, and it is an N7. N7 is ultra rare, and you're going to have a hard time finding it. That's the other problem. So by the time you get your Paladin up to level 10, you might as well be using your Carnifex, considering your Carnifex is only a rare, and can also be found in Spectre packs. So anyways guys, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, most importantly. If you want to, subscribe for next week's episode of Firing Range, or just subscribe for our other content. We do Minecraft stuff, all that other good fun stuff, bloody blah, you might find me entertaining, or you might find my voice alluring, you never know. I won't judge. So, thanks again so much for watching, guys. This has been Archaic Zeus. Ciao.